Welcome back guys to another video of Coding Cleverly. So as a lot of topics have been covered out, I forgot to add some interesting topics before the start of the object-oriented programming paradigm. In today's video, I will try to cover some of them out, and if you feel like there's a topic worth mentioning or understanding, then all you gotta do is let me know in the comment sections below, and I'll try to read your comments, and hopefully we'll try to make some progress. Now let's discuss about default arguments. So the same thing like we did with inline functions, we're gonna read a theoretical overview of what default arguments mean. Default arguments is a value provided in a function declaration that is automatically assigned by the compiler if the caller of the function doesn't provide a value for the argument that originally includes a default value. So that means that we have additional values inside our parameter. So inside our parameter, we have added some additional trailing values, and if we don't provide it in our invoking time, those values will all be automatically assigned. And this will be making sense when I go in my programming example. It will make sense, and I encourage you to watch the video again if you don't understand this concept, and it would make much more sense. So what it does, it says, is that allows a function to be called without providing one or more trailing arguments. So you could provide a function to be called even if you have like 4 input parameters and 2 are default. You would have to give only 2, and without even the other 2 given, it would still work. The trailing arguments is the argument list of an operation may be optional. So if these trailing arguments are missing in a call of an operation, the default argument values given in the specification are used. So the ones that are in the default specification are just going to be used, like we just said. Default arguments start from the rightmost side. This is a very important note, that they are starting from the rightmost side. So you can't start from the left. Order is right to left, so otherwise the compiler may throw an error if you can't make a default argument in between various arguments. So you can make a default argument in between various arguments. You can't make them in between, you can't assign a value in the input parameters in between, but they are starting from right to left, so you go from the right side, rightmost side to the left. Alright, so now I'm going to give an example of what a default argument could provide us. I'm going to create a function, so I'm going to give a return type of int. I'm going to call it addition. It would have to add 4 input parameters. One is A, second is B, third is C, and fourth is D. And over here is the definition. So what it does is return the sum of A plus B plus C plus D. And there's a semicolon at the end. So over here, you know that these parameters are known as formal parameters, and they are not default. But how I can make a default argument is that if I do something like this, some random memory is stored in the computer and the compiler just gives some kind of garbage to this. If we assign it using the equal sign, so if we give some kind of value like this, equal to 0, equal to 0, this means these are now default arguments. And these are, remember, they're starting from the rightmost side. So I'm going from right, and then I'm slowly coming to the left side. I can't have a default argument over here. I could have an error like this. So what I would do, I would just demonstrate for this purpose if I could have this kind of operation, and no, it's not allowing me. It says default argument missing for parameter 2 of int add. So if you want this type, you would have to make this equal to 0 too. So all of these will be default. So by default, they will work successfully. But we don't want this kind of logic to appear just in this kind of particular case. What I would do is that I would have this not as my default and these 2 as my default arguments. I would go in my main logic and I would invoke the function add, and I would give some kind of integers. Now you could see over here my compiler detects that this first was in the previous case that they were default, but now it's not. So I would save this code, and now I would say something. So I would give it again, and right now it's a little slowly progressing. So what I would say is A, B, I would give some kind of random numbers here. I would say 10 and 20. So we know 10 and 20 is equal to 30. And I'm not going to give any more input parameters. And this is something new. We tend to give every single input parameter some values before even invoking it. But now I'm not even adding the values for C and D. And this is the thing what default arguments could provide us. When I execute this, now I would have 30, my exact answer. But where's the other things? The others were C and D. And in this case, 0, it would be 10 plus 20, which is 30. plus 0, and the answer will be 30. So for instance, I could give any kind of value here. I would give this as 10. So instead of having 30 as my answer, which was before, now I'm going to have another addition to that, and I would be 40. So I would have the answer as 40. And I would save this code, execute, compile, and run. And there you go, we have 40. And one of my default arguments were equal to 10 in that case, and that's why it added to 40. Now, if I change this up to 20 as well, I would have now 40 plus 20, which is 60. I would have the answer as 60. And I know that for a fact that 10 and 20 is equal to 30, and my default arguments are also giving 30. So I would execute, compile, and run. And there you go, 60 is my answer. So this was a very simple and easy to understand concept of default arguments for default parameters. If you have any questions related to this, please comment down in the comment section.